Hey, what's going on? Look, if you're here right now, it's probably because you're wondering what the hell is going on with this economy. Big businesses are struggling, small businesses are either closing, failing, or they're on the verge of basically losing it all. But somehow it seems like customers are still buying stuff. So, what's the real story? I've been looking at all the patterns that I've been seeing in marketing books, in sales books, in past videos of the 2008 recession, which is funny to talk about now that the CEO of IKEA has officially come out and said that this end of 2024 season is seeming a lot like the 2008 recession, in which people were only buying the bare essentials. And even then, right now, in the current time that we're in, even though they're only buying the essentials, they're still waiting or prolonging as long as they need to before they do buy that. And so if you're not food, if you're not toilet paper, if you are not, your car immediately breaking down. I've had my windshield crack and a chip in it for the longest time, and really, it's such a small thing that I myself am saying, why go spend the money right now? Why not wait until the crack gets bigger and I have to do it? And so it's a lot of this mentality of us not only just being lazy or not wanting to do things, but I think we've all started to notice the $15 fast food meals. I think that we've all started to notice that the cost of everything has gone up so exponentially that it's hard to justify going out and buying even clothes, right? Buying a $40 shirt, which, if you were a brand before, people would spend it right away. What does this all mean, though? What does it all mean by IKEA's CEO? And it's funny because CEO is such a taboo word right now, but their CEO coming out and saying that the times are hard. Seeing that a lot of what we thought was secure business. I thought that bars were really safe during this time because during times of recession, hardship, and economic downturns, people turn to entertainment and they turn to things like alcohol and they cope with certain things like that. But we see a lot of bars shutting down. We see a lot of restaurants struggling. We see a lot of coffee shops, and you would think that these things are immediate necessities, right, for people. A lot of people that are going to their jobs, they stop by coffee shops, but even then, coffee shops are not able to make it. What it really means is that people want the bare minimum, and the only way that they're going to buy, and this is really good for anybody hearing it, whether it be in a recession or not be in a recession, this is the real way that a lot of people buy regardless. So if you're able to kind of figure this part out right now, when the recession goes away, when things get better, you'll be able to do a lot better when it comes to whether you're selling something or you're selling something for someone or you're trying to start your own business, side gig, you're flipping things on the internet, whatever it may be. This will really help out. Price really only gets people through the door. Price really only gets people's attention, right? Like, let's say, this is why for so many years Black Friday has done terrible because people say Black Friday sale 30% off when you know that during the year they've you look at your phone, an ad comes up 50% off during Valentine's Day and then 40% off for Labor Day. Black Friday comes 30% off below and you're like, come on, like let's be real. So the only way that price really works nowadays on the internet, especially because of e-com, is if you're going to go and basically destroy and obliterate your price. If you're going to go 60, 70, 80% off, then at that point, I think people and consumers are willing to click on the ad and see kind of what you're offering. Other than that, most of the times people say, hey, we want to offer, something for free. Like, it's usually a commodity, right? If you're doing, pest control or something like that, and you go and, we'll inspect your house for free. That's kind of a given at this point, right? If you're going to use anything of value and you want people to actually notice your product during this time, you're going to have to obliterate price. And I'm not saying that because that's the easiest way possible. I know that you can't make a living on that, but there needs to be a loss leader that you use to get people's attention. Costco does it all the time. Costco does it with their $5 chicken. We made a quick reel about it in which they're losing millions of dollars every single year on this one particular chicken that gets people all the way to the back of the store. And once they get to the back of the store, they have to pass all these products on the way there. Then they have to pass all these products to the way back to the checkout counter. And by then, they've bought a lot of other products. And so, if you're a business owner and you're thinking, I don't want to spend all this money on losing money. Realistically, this thing that is losing you money, it's your marketing budget, right? Whatever you spend in ads, let's say $10 a day on ads. If you were to take a product and lose money on it, that could replace your marketing budget. But that's one thing. You need to have a loss leader, and even then, it's not enough. Even then, it's not enough. And not to be negative, right? Not to be negative, but the realistic part is that consumers are looking for such a deal and so much value that you have to give people, you almost have to make people feel like they can't say no, right? If you're going to go buy a car and you say, hey, the car is this much and we're going to discount it this much, and it's going to be a little bit more than what you wanted to come out the door, but it's still a great value. It's still a great deal, right? Because most people want to sell on the value. Here's the hard part about value. It's impossible to sell on value until people actually come through the door. But you give them a great price. You say on top of that, we're gonna fill up the tank, which most people are going to expect anyway. We're gonna wash it, gonna expect it anyway. We're gonna give you a keychain, gonna expect it anyway. We're gonna give you an additional key, gonna expect it anyway. But on top of that, we're gonna give you $100 gas card. Ooh, now we're talking, right? $100 gas card. Plus, your oil changes are gonna be free for a year. Oh, really? For a year? How many oil changes they're gonna have? 2, 3, right? Like how much are you losing? Nothing. Plus, on top of that, the next person that you refer to me, or if you put 3 numbers on this sheet, whoever answers, doesn't matter. As long as they answer, I'm going to give you an additional $25. You're so much more likely to get a deal this way because even though a lot of these things people are expecting you to do, it still sounds like a great deal. By the end, when you have a list and it says, hey, you have about 7 to 10 things additional, not just buying the car, but you're going to make money this way, you're going to have this, you're going to get a gas card, you're going to get oil change. It's impossible for people to walk away. It's impossible for people to walk away. And not only that, if they go to another dealership, they're only offering them a better deal, they're probably going to leave the dealership. There's a very high chance. It's human psychology. It's behavior economics. It's a lot of these things that are ingrained in us that we want to have the best deal possible. And when we feel like the only thing that we're buying is money, the only thing that we're buying is a great deal, the only thing that we're buying is a discount, when somebody else is offering us 10 other things, it makes no logical sense. But we will take the deal. Okay, and let me put another example of how this works. It's called the sunk cost fallacy. Okay, in which if you are so invested into something, you will keep losing just because you've invested time into it. If you're standing in a store for 30 minutes and you know that there's another hour and a half that you have to wait for, let's say a deal on Beats, right? Beats are for $50. Right? $50 from $350 or $50. You've waited 30 minutes, you think this is stupid, and then you wait another 15 minutes, you're like, this is insane. Why am I doing this? You wait an hour, you're like, I'm gonna leave. And then they're like, hey, you know what? It's only another 59 minutes for you to get to the front of the line and get your Beats. You're like, well, I've invested an hour in this, why not wait another 59 minutes? But you've been thinking it's stupid since 30 minutes. It's the way that we work. So look, if you want people to really pay attention, if you want people to really buy your stuff, this value, the service, value. Oh, we're the best service people around. People can't buy you on service. They don't know what your service is like. That's a value add. That is not a sales tactic. That adds to your sales tactic for sure. But most people won't buy on value anymore because they need to know who you are. They need to get to know you. What gets people through the door? If you don't have enough people coming through the door, if you don't have that door revolving at all times, you're not going to make it. So get people in with the really, really good offer. Have your loss leader. Then at that point, that's when you can actually start upselling people because they're already in the door. That's when you can actually sell them the products that you want to sell them. That's when you can sell them additional products, but you can't do any of that until you get them to the door. Look, I hope this helps. If you can figure this part out, you'll make it through any economy. Because people will always buy. That's why you always feel like people are still buying. Why are people still buying, but they're not buying from me? Because you haven't made it easy for them to buy. You haven't made it easy for them to actually look your way. You haven't made it easy for them to acknowledge that you even exist. Get them through the door. Once they're through the door, once they've taken the meeting, then you can do what you want to do. Okay, hope this helps. If you have any questions, if you have any concerns, if you guys want to like, follow, subscribe, whatever you want to do, go ahead and hit that button. I'm going to be putting out more videos like this, whether it be how to make your life easier, how to get in the right mindset, how to make sure that you're surrounded by people who want to see you win. Hope this helps. Let me know if there's anything else or if there's any other videos that you would like me to put out, and drop your comments below.